You're listening to Demon World with Jazz Minhas on Demon FM.
My special co-presenter, Kevin, has joined me. Hello, Kevin.
Good afternoon, Jazz.
Good afternoon. Are we there already?
Good morning. Yes, good morning.
Trying to keep me on my toes.
Yes.
Kevin, tell us what some of the greatness and the goodness we're going to have on the show today.
Okay, well, just briefly, we're going to have a band called Dig Lazarus. Really, really good local band. They've been around for quite a while now, and they've got some massive gigs to tell us about, so it'd be great to hear from them. And they've also got their instruments, so it's going to be a little acoustic session as well, which would be nice. And then after them, we're going to be talking a lot about a festival that's coming up. I think it's next weekend. It's called Darker Days Festival. Sounds a bit doom and gloomy, don't you think, Jazz? Darker Days. Why couldn't they call it Happier Days, eh? But anyway, we'll be talking about that and why it's called Darker Days, indeed, with the organisers, and also we'll be chatting to one of the bands that will be playing on there called the River Chickens, and playing some of their songs, and also some songs from another band that will be playing at Darker Days Festival. And that's a lovely little festival, that is. So, yeah, great show.
Fantastic. That's all to look forward to between now and noon. Our first guests, musical guests, have arrived in the studio, and they are none other than Dig Lazarus. And they said, Jazz, was that the Scam that you're playing? So that was a nice little introduction for the track we just played, Fading Before the Sun by Scam. We're going to hear a track live from Dig Lazarus, then we're going to have a chat about what they're up to.
Tell me why you're left alone in the cold. Tell me why you got nobody to hold. Tell me why you got no soul of your own. Please tell me you got someplace you can go. It goes on and on till the morning comes. You got no place that you can go your own. It goes on and on till the morning comes. Cause you got no place that you can call your own. Explain to me your tragedies in your own. Would to be the death of me, you know. Speak a little louder, stand a little tall. You got the devil on your shoulder. Speaking around to buy your time and cross that line. It goes on and on until the morning comes. Because you got no place that you can call your own. It goes on and on until the morning comes. You got no place that you can call your own. It goes on and on and on and on and on. It goes on and on and on and on and on. It goes on and on and on and on and on. It goes on and on and on and on and on. It goes on and on and on and on till the morning comes. Because you got no place that you can call your own. It goes on and on until the morning comes. You've got no place that you can call your own.
That's our first live guest on the musical section of the show today. And of course we have Dig Lazarus, and from the band we have Ash and Jack. Hi guys.
Hey, how you doing? Hi, morning.
Hi, welcome to Demon FM. Let's dive straight in. Tell us what you write about.
Oh man, like everyday life.
just we don't worry about serious stuff. It's just, I don't know.
We don't know how to get political.
Yeah, no, nothing too serious. Just everyday life.
Is it all your own music, or do you do covers?
We do covers. We do pub gigs, and we have to play covers. We like to play for a long time, so we do like a 3-hour set and play as much music as we can. But recently we do support gigs, so we only have half hours, so we just play our own songs.
And who are the other members of the band?
So we've got Atty that's not here today. He's the bass player. Jack plays the drums, and I'm the guitar and sing.
And typically, what are the sort of venues that you perform at?
Just like clubs. I mean, in Leicester we've got the Musician, which is a great pub.
Soundhouse as well.
Soundhouse, great. Yeah, not huge places. But
Have you got a favourite venue you like performing at? Because I've seen you at so many now,
yeah,
all over the shop.
we love them all, man. We love them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you've been around for quite a long time on the Leicester scene, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you play other cities as well?
We try to. Yeah, we did. We played Nottingham a couple of weeks ago, which was great. We've done it a couple of times. Yeah, anywhere we can get a gig, we'll take it. It can be anywhere, and we'll take the gig.
Try and get down to London as much as possible.
Yeah, we
It's
did
always
London the other
great
week
to
as
play
well.
Right.
Yeah.
I must admit, when I have seen you, I really enjoyed the performance. Very, very animated, aren't you? All of you. How many? 3 or 4 in the
There's
band?
just 3 of us.
Yeah, brilliant sound. So what? So you formed? When did you form then? Before 2015?
Yeah,
Oh.
we've been playing for about 7 years together.
Blimey.
With different kind of arrangements of the band. But as the lineups now is me, Jack, and Atty, for about 5 or 6 probably.
Yeah. And I remember in 2015 you won the OBS competition,
We did,
didn't you?
yeah, that was a good time.
Did you benefit from? I always wonder if bands win these competitions, if they benefit from it in the end. Did that benefit you at all? The exposure, or?
Yeah, definitely. You learn a lot from things like that. Definitely, and how to like present yourself on stage and off stage, those kind of things, and from other bands and how they deal with themselves and yeah, we took a lot from it. We took a lot of people from it. Actually, we met a lot of cool people.
We had a great summer of festivals, didn't we?
Yeah, because you won, you then got through to festivals. Yeah.
Then we had 3 gigs in one day once.
Right.
On the festival scene, so
Wow.
we're literally having just that kind of logistical side of it as well.
Mm.
Getting in and out the van as quick as you can on
That's
and off the
it.
stage.
And hopefully each festival you play, you pick up more fans,
That's it, yeah.
and
That's
it
it,
goes
yeah.
on. Excellent. Yeah.
We're going to hear a track from of yours called Hands Off, then we'll chat a bit more.
Get your hands off me, you don't know who I am, you don't know who I'm gonna be. My name is Sam, can I take you to tea, can I take you to see? My ability to lie to your face and tell you what you mean to me.
Hands off. That's Dig Lazarus. What's in the name, guys? Dig Lazarus. Intriguing name.
It was a Nick Cave. It's a Nick Cave album.
Okay.
And we just used to love that song, so we kind of stole it from him.
Kind of spiraled, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a stupid name.
It is very, very memorable, I must admit. I do think it's a good name, yeah.
It's one of those, people ask you what you called, and you say Dig Lazarus, and the response is, what? What did you say?
You either get like 90% of what and 10% of, is that Nick Cave?
Yeah.
But then they kind of expect us to be to sound like Nick Cave and
Yeah.
have our influences from Nick Cave, but we don't really, do we?
No.
And what was that song about? Was there a meaning to it? Hands off?
Oh, Hands Off.
Yeah.
Again, it's just lyrics to me aren't a serious thing.
Right.
It's a bit of a joke. You listen to the lyrics of that; they're not serious at all. So
We never write a song around lyrics.
no.
The music always comes first, and then
But-
the lyrics come afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but they do have some sort of meaning. It's just, I know some bands who have sort of just tied random words together
Yeah.
because they fit their music.
They do to us.
Yeah.
We don't really, do you know what I mean, go into it too much.
Yeah.
There is meanings there somewhere, but you can find them yourself.
That's it, yeah. I
Yeah.
suppose it depends on what sort of mood you're in.
That's it, man.
Hey, you've got some really, really big gigs coming up. Tell us about those.
We're excited.
Can't wait.
So we are at the Sound House on the 6th of April with our friends, the Virgin Marys.
Virgin Marys, wowza.
Yeah, very excited
big
about
gig,
that.
big
Brilliant
gig.
band. They're
Incredible
massive
band.
two-piece, aren't they?
Well,
Touring
they are
band.
a three-piece. I'm
Oh,
not
are
sure.
they?
They kind of changed their bass player. I'm not sure what they're doing now, but yeah, very excited. Known them for a long time, so
Same sort of music as you. as
same
well.
music as we get the same kind of crowd. So yeah, very excited for that one.
And the Sound House, that's great. That's going to be
good
heaving.
venue,
I
man.
like playing the Sound House.
Yeah.
See if I can fit in there as well.
Yeah,
Squeeze in.
well, here's
Probably-
up. We can get some tickets.
Yeah. And what about your other big gig as well? You got Doomsday Outlaw at
Oh,
Firebug.
yeah.
Yes.
End of the month.
Yeah,
Firebug.
That's it.
That'd
That's
be great. That'd be like for the heavier fans. Those
That's
people
it.
that like our heavier stuff, they'll like that gig.
yeah.
Yeah, that's March 31st.
That's
yeah,
it, man,
upstairs
yeah.
at Firebug. Excellent. Any other gigs or anything you'd like to chat about?
We do an annual charity gig that we've got next
Brilliant.
month. That's
Yeah.
going to be in Hinckley, where we're from.
Yeah.
So we're going to we haven't got a venue for it yet, but we'll put the details out on our Facebook and stuff.
Yeah, it's something we do every year. We've done it for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
What's
and
the charity?
All the proceeds go to Teenage Cancer Trust
Oh, right,
and
yeah.
Sarcoma UK.
Nice.
So we
Yeah.
split it between the two charities.
Yeah, always a great night.
Yeah, it's a fantastic night. We have
Mm-hmm.
a few friends down for us that play with us as well. And
Excellent.
Yeah,
And how
it's
can
always good
people
night.
find out more?
Again, as soon as we find out the venue and the date, we
Yeah.
kind of pin that down. We'll put it out on our
On your
Twitter,
Facebook page.
Facebook,
Yeah, so-
everything like that.
all over.
Again, that's another thing about Dig Lazarus. Type it in. You're the only guys that come up.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you
apart
go.
from the cave.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Ashton Jack, where are you guys on social media?
Twitter,
Yeah.
So
Facebook.
it's all the handles are, so Facebook's Dig Lazarus UK, Twitter's Dig_Lazarus, Instagram Dig Lazarus, and then we're at diglazarus.co.uk as well, where all the social media kind of combines.
And where's your music? Where can people reach your music?
iTunes.
Okay.
So iTunes and SoundCloud again, Dig Lazarus on SoundCloud.
Fantastic. Ashton Jack, Dig Lazarus, been a pleasure. Thanks for coming in. And,
Thanks a lot, guys.
very much.
Cheers.
best of luck. We'll get you back in the near future and tell us how
anytime,
things are
anytime,
moved.
just let us know, yeah.
Let's do that.
Brilliant.
Happy
Thanks
days.
for coming in.
Perfect.
You're listening to Demon World with Jasmine Ass on Demon FM.
Looking back on yesterday, I'm not the same person I used to be. People love and people lost somewhere deep inside of me. I know you can't stand back and you can't stand still. Some days you can't do anything. 10 years old and growing strong. No one knows what's going on. Just a little too fast and a little too hard. That was life we carried on. Lived a life we loved them for. We learned sometimes from lessons told. That was then and this is now. I made my choice, now it's your turn. Don't be afraid no more. 'Cause only you can see what you're fighting for. You've got to
Demon FM playing the River Chickens. They are our second musical guests on the show today, and this is a double act because we've got a music festival and we've got a band that's going to be performing at the festival. Let's talk about the festival first. And from the festival, we have Angela and Andrew. Guys, tell us about the festival.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Hello.
Well, so we have got 2 days of music for you guys to enjoy. So we have one that is a full goth lineup, and then if you like it rockier or a bit heavier, then you should definitely come for the second day, which is the Sunday next week, and the goth day will be Saturday.
For any of our listeners who don't know what goth is, can you kind of encapsulate it in a very brief description?
Yeah, goth was basically punk without the politics. More sort of like depressing, kind of like looking at your shoes kind of music. But yeah, it's been going on since punk left off. You know, the biggest names in there are someone like the Sisters of Mercy, the Mission, Fields of the Nephilim, who've been going for 30, 35 years.
Also, I mean, the tempo's generally slower than that of punk, isn't it? It tends to be more...
Yes,
rockier.
that's right. Yeah, it's more. It's very doomy, bassy. You know, not so. As I said, it's punk without the politics, basically. You know, there's always a message underlying in goth rock.
And the first day, you've given the days names, haven't you, this year? What's that all about then?
Well, my day is Raven's Day because obviously I haven't always been with no hair. I used to have really long hair, and my nickname was the Raven. Over to Angela to explain why Lilith.
Okay, so Lilith is for my promotions company, which is Lilith's Promotion.
Yes,
and,
of course.
So, and if you don't know the story about Lilith, I will tell it very briefly. So Lilith was the first wife of Adam, which not a lot of people know. She was banished from the Garden of Eden when she didn't want to obey to Adam because she was the same as him. She came from the earth like him.
My kind of woman.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I called it Lilith Promotions, because I don't obey to anybody.
So with the festival, kind of help our listeners visualise it. If I walk in the main door, take us for a tour. What am I going to see?
Okay, so on the first day, you will see a lot of black, a lot of people dressed up in their goth gear, and the music, we've chosen bands that we think are amazing at what they do. The second day will probably be a bit more. What's the word? I can help me, guys. What's the word?
Rocky. Lovely.
Yeah. We'll be a bit rockier.
Rocky and lovely. That sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah. And when you say days, I mean, is the festival sort of kick off at 8 a.m. in the morning or 8 p.m. at night? What's a day in your festival terms?
So Saturday we are kicking off from 1 p.m. and we'll last through until midnight. And then Sunday will be a little bit later because people want to sleep in after partying all night Saturday.
That's us.
So Sunday we will kick off at 2 p.m.
Okay, that's great. Let's talk to Us, as he just mentioned himself. And of course there we're talking a band who are performing at the festival called the River Chickens. And today we've got Joel and Ian. Are you guys the band, or is there somebody missing?
There's two of us missing. There's Ben Milner and there's Dave Hedgehog Abbott, who's our drummer. We call him Hedgehog because he's got really long dreadlocks.
So what's your style of music?
I'd say we were classic rock orientated, but we've been known to get on a stage and ignore the set list and just jam. So that's something we might be doing at Darker Days, just turning up and doing like 45 minutes of whatever we please other than the set.
And I think
Andy's looking a bit worried now when you said that.
No, he shouldn't be worried.
No.
He knows us well enough to know we'll pull it.
I'd be excited about that. It'd be interesting, different.
Do you write your own stuff, or is it covers, or a bit of both?
Well, we did 85 gigs last year, so sometimes 5 in a weekend. Everything from a 6-year-old's birthday party to supporting Electric Six and Scam. Did a lot of festivals last year as well as pub gigs. Yeah, we do a lot of our own material. We've got 2 albums worth now. A lot of it recorded with Jez Burns down at Yellow Bean Studios in Leicester, and Yeah, we're looking forward to not only promoting the EP we got out, but getting the first album finished and getting it. Won't be out for Darker Days, but hey, we're working on it.
Yeah, you kindly bought. Sorry, Kevin. You kindly bought in a disc for us.
I bought you 3 because we're really generous on that. There's a limited edition one as well. There's a gatefold 12-page booklet in there. It's beautiful.
That's why you've got to do second pressing, because you keep giving everybody 3 CDs.
The invoice is in the post, Kevin.
Something like that, though. The EP must take a lot of financial as well as time-wise commitment, because you've got the gatefold, you've got the little booklet inside.
I think that's hence so many gigs in a year. We're working really hard to fund the cause.
They pay for it.
So yeah, we all have day jobs. We're all busy.
Yeah,
with mouths to feed, but at the weekends this is what we do.
Okay. You said earlier, so some of your gigs then, would you say you're actually improvising?
Yeah, it's been that way for a while.
But I think that's great, because obviously I've seen you around a lot of times, and it just looks like you're having fun on stage, which I think goes back into the audience. They're having fun, and then that feeds back into you. And
the chemistry's great on the stage between the 4 musicians. I don't think any of us have ever really I don't know about you, Joel, but I've never kind of experienced it where you feel so comfortable with some other people on a stage that you feel you can just go anywhere. There's so much musical trust and sonic trust.
It's probably been a long time since I've experienced that feeling, but to have it now is a great sensation, because you've got the right people around you, you've got that musical freedom. And you can explore, so there's no limitations, I don't think, with this band as what we can do and where we can go and where we can take it. So
how did you come together as a band? Were you schoolmates? Did you sort of meet up at a pub, or did you nearly get into a fight or something?
It's odd. I started a festival about 7 years ago with some friends of mine. They're called Strawberry Fields, and Joel and a couple of the other guys, the organisers, we were always the first band on the main stage. We did this sound check, and we kind of just drifted away from that. Joel went away, got some other cats together, and formed the River Chickens. But we just sort of all came back together about 3 years ago, and it's been a very pleasant experience sonically.
Yeah, because you, Joel, you used to perform on your own, didn't you?
Indeed, I did. Yes,
for a while.
Yes.
And presumably that was before the River Chickens days, was it?
That's correct. It was. It was a case of the last band that I was in, which would have been the James Lewis band, which is a good local lad. When they split up, I just went solo and wrote my own album called Perfect Day. Not Perfect Days. I got Perfect Days on the brain. It was called Destination Nowhere, which again was recorded with Jez Burns. And it was brilliant, and it opened a few doorways for me, supporting Joan Armatrading and The Alarm. And
I was going to say, because you were making quite a bit. Well, you were getting very well known on the local music scene. And
I think that's kind of what triggered the River Chickens. Essentially, was to then create the band to play the album songs, and then from that it amalgamated into different members coming in, and eventually me reuniting with Ian, and then having met Ben, and we all just kind of came together and started writing as a new entity, and we left my stuff behind.
Oh, okay.
Some of it's starting to come back now.
It is, yeah.
So there's a couple of songs that might be on the album from my own previous album, Destination Nowhere.
Right, because a lot of people would have called it Joel Wildgoose and the River Chicken, something like that. So then to keep your old people coming back, the few people have mentioned that, and accidentally sometimes it's been posted as that, in certain venues, and they're like, "What do you mean, Joel Wildgoose and the River Chickens?"
I think Joel gets embarrassed about it. I mean, there's no friction with the band about it. We find it quite funny when it happens. It's like Spinal Tap and Puppet Show. It's one of them. But.
Yeah.
We're coming towards the end of our conversation, sadly, guys, but the track we're going to play out with in a moment is called Perfect Days. Can you tell us a bit about what that's about?
For me, it's a kind of a basic song about humanity. It's life isn't exactly what you want it to be all the time, and it's tough, but there's always, if you look hard enough, or if you keep an open mind, there's someone special that's there. It doesn't have to be a girlfriend, it could be a partner, it could be a family member, but it doesn't matter where on earth they are, you've got that connection no matter what life throws at you. So that's kind of what it means for me.
So where are the River Chickens on social media and download? Where can people get your music?
Well, with Bandcamp, you can get the EP there. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and probably in a venue near you soon because we're everywhere.
Fantastic. So it's been great. Darker days. And thanks to Angela and Andrew. I guess it's really busy times for you with the festival being next weekend. Just a quick reminder, where can people get more information about the festival?
So if you go on to our page on Facebook, that's where you can get all the info. So that's Darker Days Festival. And you can drop us a message if you've got any questions. We will try and reply to everybody. So that's next weekend at the Musician.
And I can't wait.
We hope to see someone there.
So thank you very much for inviting us.
Yeah,
to the
thank
festival.
you.
No, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
So, and the River Chickens, Joel and Ian, fantastic. Thanks for coming in. And come back and see us again in the near future. Tell us how things have developed since we spoke today.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. It's been great.
This is Demon FM.